So my phone exploded this morning with messages that made my skin literally crawl when I read it. So Walmart released a new blockchain traceability platform and it's built on Vechain. That's huge for enterprise adoption. And there was like so many people asking me, look, is this real? Is this really legit? What's happening here? What are the implications? And even though it's the last day of my holiday here, I gotta make a video on this. So let's get this out of the way first. Is this real? Absolutely. So Walmart announced this at the China Product Safety Publicity Week Traceability System Construction Seminar. Holy crap, that's a long word. But anyways, at this conference, it was announced. It's also being announced on the Vechain Medium, so you can check out the English publication. And it's also been reciprocated by Walmart China. So it's done deal. Now, not only is this announced, but also the products are actually out as well. So you can actually see pictures of this in action with the QR code that you can scan. And when you scan that on the foods, you're immediately linked to where it comes from, how it's delivered, and also the transaction ID on the Vechain blockchain as well. So all this is done. It's a real product now. Like, I think this is the key part and the best part about 2019. We get real products. So beyond real products, what is this for? Why do we need to have blockchain to track where food comes from? And if you live in Western countries, I mean like Italy right now, it's not a very big concern because there's no risk of food contamination. Really, that supply chain doesn't get attacked very much on the local market front. But in China, that's a totally different story. So if you just Google up some of the scares in the past, before, say for beef, there was a case where manufacturers started soaking their beef in bleach and that contaminated the meat. There was also this risk of African swine flu in pig meat. So these are real concerns that there's bad tainted meat in the Chinese food supply chain, and people are at risk of either getting disease or eating really tainted materials. And this is why the Chinese are starting to pay a huge amount of attention to where their food is coming from. And this blockchain solution is exactly that. So you can actually start scanning those QR codes and actually see where it comes from, where the item comes from, how and when it's delivered, like at every single checkpoint. And also the blockchain transaction ID. This is the proof that this item actually moved from A to B. And this is where blockchain is really powerful because at every single point, say if it's a warehouse or a delivery company that's moving these items around, they can be different companies, but they can all use the same system and communicate to each other with trust. And on a grand scale of things, this is also sending a very big message to private blockchains. We've heard about IBM Hyperledger being really hyped up for enterprise adoption, and some people think that, oh, you don't need a public blockchain, you don't need to have your own coin ecosystem. But what Walmart is doing is, by selecting Vechain and selecting a public blockchain, is sending a message where they're saying, you know what, having just two companies creating their own Hyperledger network is just not good enough. It's kind of a joke. You want to include the public along as well because they want to also verify what's going on and to really give the system trust. And I think this is a big kind of step in that direction. And before we continue with this video, I do have to say that I own Vechain, so take it as you want. But the reason why I own it is because I'm looking for that enterprise adoption and their technology that they have, the stuff that they're doing for the past 4 or 5 years, designing systems, implementing them. That was what attracted me to them in the first place. And what I see for this is just the first step for them, because now they need to convince more partners to come on board, to come use Vechain to track and trace. And this is where their partnerships with the big auditing firms comes in. We've heard DNVGL, we've heard PwC, we've heard Deloitte, all having partnerships and moving items onto the Vechain blockchain. And this is why right now all that mainnet transaction is just going up because of that migration. And it's about damn time too, because after the mainnet launched, I think we were entering this kind of rocky phase where all these big enterprises were still kind of prepping, and the transactions, there weren't that many transactions on the Vechain mainnet, and people were starting to get worried, like, are these partnerships real? And everything got called into place. I think now finally we get to see those deliverables being deployed. Now you see those transactions picking up. And what I'm looking for is more use cases, being basically able to walk into a Walmart and see Vechain tracked items. That's going to be huge for me. So that's what I'm really excited for. And I'm excited for more partners coming through. Basically, by Walmart taking this step, it shows other companies, guess what? You guys got to modernize right now to solve your issues. And I want to keep this video short. My last day on my vacation. It's been a crazy few days. Facebook Libra, this whole Vechain, Walmart, even new regulations coming through with financial movements and governments being worried about crypto. I think this is a hell of a time to be in this whole space. Really thankful for that. And if you have any questions about this whole Vechain thing or any discussion topics you want to discuss about, shoot them down in the comment section below. I'll be back in 2 days and I'll try to make some live videos and let's get some discussion going. So guys, have a nice day. See you next time.